There has been a major development in Australia's involvement in the war in Ukraine overnight, with the Prime Minister revealing up to 100 crew and support personnel will be deployed to Europe. They'll be part of the team controlling an Australian surveillance plane that will help protect the so-called logistics hub that helps channel military and humanitarian assistance into the war-torn country.
It's been a busy day for Anthony Albanese in Europe. He's also signed up to a global alliance known as the Climate Club, and he's due to head to the NATO summit in Lithuania next. Our Europe correspondent Steve Kinane has the latest from Berlin.
The Prime Minister announced this here in Berlin today, just after he'd met with Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, and what he announced was that Australia would be deploying a surveillance plane that would only fly in European airspace, but it would help protect aid moving in those corridors into Ukraine. Here's what the Prime Minister said at that media conference today.
This aircraft will help to protect the multinational logistics hubs that are essential to the flow of military and humanitarian assistance to the people of Ukraine. This deployment includes up to 100 crew and support personnel from Australia.
And the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, praised Australia's contribution to helping Ukraine during the war, though I think it should be noted that this is not necessarily what Ukraine has been asking for publicly. In the last few months, the Defence Minister, Alexei Reznikov, has been asking Australia for Bushmaster vehicles, for Hawkeye vehicles, even for tanks. And there's been so far no tanks, so far no Hawkeyes, and the last announcement relating to Bushmasters was in October last year.
On another front, as expected, Australia is going to join this climate club. Tell me a bit about it.
Well, it was significant that Anthony Albanese made this announcement standing next to Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, because he is the person who initiated the Climate Club late last year. Basically, it's an alliance of nations, nations like the US, the UK, Canada, Indonesia, Argentina, all getting together and making commitments around reaching net zero by 2050, and in particular relating to decarbonising industry. So the Prime Minister made that announcement once again at the Chancellery after meeting with Olaf Scholz, and Olaf Scholz said he was delighted and that he looked forward to having a partnership with Australia in relation to climate change.
Steve Kinane there a little earlier. Well, the acting Prime Minister and Defence Minister Richard Marles told us the defence agreement is a significant step for the situation in Ukraine.
The E7 Wedgetail is a formidable capability. It's not unique to Australia, but we're one of the few countries which operate it at this level, and so there was a desire on the part of our partners to have this capability operating in support of the effort in Ukraine, and so we're very pleased to be able to do that. It's a 6-month rotation, as has been announced, and as has also been announced that we'll see the deployment of about 100 Australian personnel to Germany. It really does make a huge enabling difference in terms of, as you said, both the humanitarian and logistics support which is going to be provided to this effort.